We're just discovering on our first ever couples quarantine that we're not sexually compatible at all.
My God, is that
what we're discovering?
Next it'll be couples quarantine with just James Haskell. Chloe's left me.
Why do you get to keep the podcast?
Because I know how to record it and do technology, and
that's
you can't.
True.
So that's basically. Hello, it is that time. I am James Haskell.
I am Chloe Haskell.
Yeah, fucking damn right you're Chloe Haskell. Don't try and get into this modern thing of not taking the surname. I'm laying a smackdown on that.
I don't know if this is a personal podcast or a professional podcast, so I'm confused.
It's called Couples Quarantine. It is, of course.
So I'm Chloe Haskell, also known as Chloe Madeley.
Right, welcome to Couples Quarantine. Not a great start, I'm not going to lie to you. A bit like every day in our relationship. I'm joking. We've been waiting a long time to do this podcast. We've had a few false starts. But we have decided to pitch ourselves as your very own agony aunts, revealing and dealing with all couple-related issues, because on social media, we're often said to be couple goals, when actually behind closed doors, we are insane and a nightmare. However, Chloe is a man hater. I'm a woman hater. I say things how they are. Chloe says them how they are. She thinks men are to blame. I think women are to blame.
I don't think men are to blame, but James definitely does think women are to blame.
That's not a lie. You genuinely hate men.
That sums up a lot of my frustrations with you.
How dare you? So basically, we're going to go through all of the kind of bits and pieces of the minutiae, but you, the listener, play your role. You are the ones that will be helping us. We will be dealing with your questions. Ideally, if you can send all your questions to cqquestions at jameshaskell.org. If you send us your notes, some funny stories about relationships, lads fuck-ups you've made, women's stuff that you want your husband to have done more of, less of, what's irritating the hell out of you, we are going to cover it off. And the first thing I'm going to bring to the table, don't yawn.
Sorry.
Don't yawn. This is couples quarantine.
You're talking for at first I thought you were recording an intro, but then it just turned out you were talking for 10 years.
Oh, okay. Sitting there reclining with your tracksuit bottoms on, my T-shirt, drinking my coffee, picking your ears with your hairy feet in my face. And you think you can fucking start having a go at me.
Okay, well, let's start on cleaning of ears.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. So James thinks that by pushing, in fact, if anybody is or knows of an ear, nose and throat doctor or anyone who is remotely qualified in this field, please do send your questions to one of the 7 email addresses that James noted over and over again.
That's the one email, cqquestions@james.org.
I know. James thinks that cleaning your ears, the best way to do it, the most effective way to do this, is to shove a Q-tip into your ear and twizzle it round. So when you take it out, it's like slightly yellow stained because it's been swirling around in your earwax like a spoon. And he thinks that's cleaning your ear. Now, I was taught early days that the best way to clean your ear was to get something that basically had like a hollow center, so that when you scraped it round, so like a Kirby grip, for example, would be great. When you scrape it round and you pull out all the wax, and you see in that like empty space all the wax come out. And then when I was about 18, I did my first presenting gig back when I used to work in TV, and I went to get my earpiece fitted, and the guy was like, "You have the cleanest ears I've ever seen." And I was like, because my parents taught me well, because they'd been told the same thing by a guy who fit their earpiece, right, for this morning. So I maintain that I know how to clean my ears really well, and I've got great clean ears. James thinks that this is disgusting. It is pretty disgusting. I'm not debunking that. But that also, like, his way of using a Q-tip is effective. It's not effective.
Right. First of all, Q-tips is what you buy. I use specific earbuds with the name specific earbuds with earbuds in the title, right? I love nothing better than gently putting a Q-tip in, digging an earbud.
What's the difference between a Q-tip and an earbud?
Q-tip's a makeup thing.
No, but I mean, what's the difference aesthetically?
One's got a triangle pointy bit and a flat end. And one's American, and we don't use American bollocks words on this show. I talk about the show as if it's been going on forever. And we use earbuds. It's
mainly a shout out to Q-tip, one of the best rappers of all time ever. Okay,
Johnson Johnson earbuds. Shout out to Johnson Johnson. You're welcome to sponsor us.
Didn't they have like an off the rails daughter?
Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah, or like,
I
an
don't
heir to
know.
the,
I don't
heir to,
think
like
that
a Paris
mentioning-
Hilton-esque heir to the throne.
Mentioning them and their daughter, there's not going to sponsor us now, so you've shot us in the foot.
I don't think we don't have a baby, therefore Johnson & Johnson were never going to...
Well, they do earbuds. They're not necessarily for babies, are they?
And I'm saying that your earbud idea sucks, so they're not going to sponsor us.
This is bullshit. No, but essentially... I gently put it in the ear, have a dig around, scrape, clean it, and everything. So I don't force anything. I don't go too deep, and my ears are clean. And when I run, there's a whistling sound because it's so clean. It's like, honestly, every time I run past someone...
That's because there's nothing between your
well,
ears.
You say that. When I run, people go, fuck me, the kettle's boiled, Jane. And because I'm always running past Jane. And that's why it works. So I've got clean ears. But you get Kirby grips, take them out, scrape them, and you were putting it and rubbing it on the piece of paper that I was writing couples quarantine information on, and you thought that was fucking appropriate.
What I think of your podcast idea.
What?
No, I'm excited about couples quarantine.
What? Don't smug it off. You were desperate to do it.
Okay, fine. So I suppose the whole idea originated because we wanted to talk about what it's been like in lockdown as a couple. I think everybody will probably be able to relate when we say we've had some really good days and weeks, and we've had some really near divorce days and weeks. I don't think we're alone in that. Having spoken to all my friends, there have been some pretty mega arguments and also some really nice family moments. How have you found it?
Okay, I'm going to caveat this, it's a big word, caveat, by the fact that obviously in lockdown it's been nightmarish for lots of people. So many people lost their lives, jobs, livelihoods, uncertainty. Mental health has been tested to the very limit. I have actually been okay. Perhaps because I don't have the intelligence to quantify what's been going on, or more importantly, I'm just one of these people that deals in the moment, very much like living for now, the present. Don't get too excited.
Really
don't get too bad. My priority is always to be a little bit better than I was the day before and focus on the task in hand. So, when we first started lockdown, we had a few rows, classic us, over you wanted to know what we were going to do outside lockdown. You wanted a goal. You're a goal-orientated person.
I know. I wanted to basically say, it was very simple. It was, when this is all over, and God knows how long, where's the first place we should go on holiday? And I thought that was such a lovely conversation to have, and such a lovely thing to look forward to, in such a quite oppressive, uncertain time. It would have just been really helpful for me. But James, when you say these kinds of things to him, when you take any situation out of the present moment, gets like irrationally angry. And he got really upset by this. So go on, explain.
Well, what I got upset about was just purely because we were talking about, you wanted to plan what was going to happen. You wanted a goal. You said, where we're going to go, what we're going to do.
It's like a fantasy.
Fine, a fantasy, right? But the point is that worrying about when we're going to finish lockdown, we don't know. Imagine we'd said we're going to do something in June. It didn't happen. It leads to disappointment. So if you live purely in the moment, you don't ever get too excited.
But I wasn't giving a timeline. I was just saying when it's all done. Yeah, but where should we go?
Yeah, but we don't. What travel? What is travel going to be like now?
Yeah,
we don't know.
This was James's point. Like, why think about it when we have no idea if we'll even be able to travel when this is all over? Where we can go, where we can't go. I was like, because I actually said right off the bat, and this is not a pat on my back. I think this is fairly common sense.
You do pat yourself on the back a lot, though.
I do. I really think, in this country, we've got such a thing about, berating ourselves and being down on ourselves. But if you do something good, you should pat yourself on the back.
It's called tall poppy syndrome. Being down on yourself and not ever wanting to put your head above the parapet and actually, be happy with other people's success. It's called tall poppy syndrome. We have it in the UK. So
I thought tall poppy syndrome was where you thought too much of yourself.
No.
So basically,
it's more extreme in New Zealand. So everyone's like, oh yeah, mate, yeah, humble, don't say anything. All right, bro, yeah. That's like,
they are like
nobody
that.
wants to put their head above the parapet and go, big I am. Because if you are, you're a gobby. In the UK, we do it, but all we have to do is go onto the Daily Mail online. The worst paper in the world with the worst...
The Daily Mail online isn't a paper. That's the worst book.
Fine. What I meant by that is the comment section of it. You people are weasels. If the world, honestly, if there was a button you could press that detonated and destroyed all the people who comment in that section, the world would be instantly 50%
I'm the nice one.
better.
I'm the forgiving one. I'm the affectionate one. I try and understand where everybody's coming from all the time. But when I read some of the comments on the comment section on the Daily Mail online, and I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about people I've never met, celebrities I've never met before, I actually do not disagree with that statement. They are the worst
worst people, and they pat each other on the back. They're just toxic. And genuinely, who's got time to log in, set up an account, and get really perturbed about something?
Anyway, okay, so back to the point. I was saying...
Fuck them is what I'm saying.
I was saying, okay, I was patting myself on the back because I said to James, I reckon travel restrictions in Europe will be the first port of call, will be the easiest port of call when this starts to subside. And of course, it might not happen right away, but it will probably happen. I'm incredibly lucky in that my parents have a place in the south of France, so that's always an option. And obviously, you know, our incomes have taken a huge hit. So that takes away, you know, some expenditure when you're not paying for accommodation and you're in a house, so you don't have to eat out all the time. And then I was saying, you know, failing that, maybe we could go. Portugal is really cheap and fairly easy to get to, quick to get to, always great. Well, not always, but most of the year, great weather. And again, we know friends out there, so we might not have to pay for accommodation, which would help save money. And I was just trying to be like a little bit kind of excited about what was to come instead of drowning in the present, you know, kind of uncertainty of it all. But James found that to be madness.
Well, I just because we just didn't know, and it's better for me. It's better to live in the present. Like, all I'm concerned about at the moment is recording the couple's quarantine, and then what's for lunch. That's the extent of my concerns.
All I think about all day long is my next meal of the day.
Yeah, it's because you're in a calorie deficit at the moment.
No, I was like that at school. I would get to school and just spend every second until lunch thinking about lunch, except on Fridays when it was fish and chip day at my school, and the whole like a 2 meter circumference stank of fish, and I live 2 meters from my school. I would wake up on a Friday morning and I'd know it was fish and chip day because they were already cooking it.
Rank.
Absolutely.
But also, you used to go to school in your pajamas because you went to one of them schools. It's like, oh, I'm okay if you're okay, don't you know?
Yeah, I went to the best school ever. Oh. Thank you very much.
It's like, hate lessons. Go outside and talk under a tree about feelings.
No, I once told James I had my very first panic attack in a maths class, like just before GCSE.
I was in set 8 for maths, so there were 8 sets. How stupid do you have to be in set 8?
I mean, you're definitely better at maths than I am.
Are you serious?
I got a D in my GCSE math, and I am the first person in my family to ever pass. Nobody ever got a D.
Chloe, I can't even do my times table.
Okay, fine. Well, anyway, so I had a panic attack in maths once, and my teacher took me outside and got me some water from the staff room, which was lovely, and let me basically walk around the field. We had a big field where all of our classrooms were based around, 'cause it's really lovely school, and let me walk around to catch my breath and chill out before going back into class. And now James uses it all the time as like a stick to beat me with. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for
did
a
you
walk
call your
around the
teachers by their
field.
first names?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not. It's like just
James,
anarchy.
I did better in school than you did.
I got an A and 2 B's, history, politics, English.
No, he didn't get an A and 2 B's. No, he didn't. He says it because he doesn't remember what he got, and he knows it wasn't that good. So he's trying to go for moderate to good, which is 2 A's and 2. Well, I would actually say good to great. 2 A's and 2 B's. I did not get that.
That's the name of my autobiography.
You definitely didn't get that.
Good to great. You're welcome. Or my history in the bedroom.
I reckon you're more intelligent than me now.
No, we're not. You were different intelligences. Yeah, very different. So anyway, I don't even know what we were talking about here.
You were saying that you were getting angry about us.
Yeah, well, we got a little bit annoyed by just the overthinking and over-planning. I think lockdown for me has been sort of about just trying to live in the present, not put too much pressure on myself to achieve and do stuff, which I think people have. Also,
you put pressure on yourself to achieve Xbox games.
What?
Played.
Okay, I am a workaholic normally. For those who don't know me, I used to be an ex-rugby player. I'm doing DJ and cage fighting, public speaking, not all at one go. That would be quite extreme. A bit like Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins. One day I'm a chimney sweep, next time painting on the streets. Next time, what else job did you do?
Chimney sweep, street artist.
There's one more in it. Oh, one-man band. We had a band on his back and cymbals and a hat. It's essentially me, right, at the moment. Except I've got a better English accent than he had. What's that going on, Mary Poppins? Fuck off, Dick Van Dyke. You're American.
Great face on him, though.
Great face. What an actor. So anyway, I put pressure on myself to do bits and pieces, but also I found time to have a bit of a break because you've gone turbo on the working even harder than ever. And I have dusted off the Xbox and just spent a lot of time shooting people in Red Dead Redemption 2, what it was called.
I feel like in equal parts lucky and annoyed with myself because we've had some you know what, actually I'm being such a Debbie Downer. We've had some amazing weekends in lockdown where we've drank loads of wine or tequila or both, enjoyed the sunshine, had barbecues, ordered pizza or both. We've had some absolute mega blowout weekends, fun. But I have probably worked harder in this period than I think I've ever worked in my life before. And actually, I would be lying if I said I haven't had really fun days with you, without focusing on work. But yeah, it's been quite intense, I think, because anybody who works for themselves will know, and anyone who's been working through lockdown and working for themselves will know that you don't have an end time or an end day where you implement a day off or where you stop working and you make food and you go to bed or you relax. When you're self-employed, every day and every hour of every day is a time where you feel like you should be working. But that being said, I managed to implement balance by week 3 or 4 because you came to me and you said, listen, you need to be able to have fun at the weekends. You need to be able to switch off at night. You know, don't bring your phone to bed. Don't bring your laptop to bed. Sort it out. And I did. And I'm really grateful for that.
But that actually brings us on to our sort of next topic, which was